and supporting others to become more of who they truly are. She approaches her work from a holistic, intuitive, spiritual perspective with decades of experience as a body worker and a birth doula. Today, her most powerful gift is being a personal life coach, and she is a writer, speaker, and workshop facilitator. Please help us welcome Anne to the DeVa stage.
What an amazing moment that I'm experiencing right now. And that also means that you're experiencing this amazing moment as well. And I'd love for you to take a stand in this moment and to do that with your attention. So I would like for you to just sit in your body with your eyes open. Take in your body. And now, without speaking, just allow your eyes to roam the room, to witness what I see from here, which is a room full of vibrant, magnificent, wise, loving, light beings. We're all here for a reason. Yes, today. Yes, in this room. Yes, in this community. And yes, in our human form. We are here, and we hear all the things that are in the room. And we see and witness all the things that come into our lives. Resilience. We've talked a lot about it. At our table, we shared a lot of ideas, and we shared a lot of discomfort in how being resilient can be challenging. Bouncing back means that we have some skills, that we have some awareness, that we have a perception. And it is also a choice. Everything is a choice. Every moment is a choice. And that also speaks to everything happens for a reason. I'm speaking to a room full of very wise beings, and I know that. Not everybody likes that statement, though, because that references that I have to deal with this thing now. If I recognize and understand that there's a reason for it. Being willing to just experience what's happening in your life, to accept it, and to be grateful for it. These are some of the pieces in how we bounce back. Another way that I was reminded of today that supports resilience is by positivity, by play. So that means sometimes actually being able to laugh at ourselves. Yeah, because this shit's funny. Yeah. We are spiritual beings, and we have chosen to be a human being. We have that saying, you know, I had that spiritual moment. No, it's all spiritual, and it's a human moment that throws you off. Not the spiritual moment that lifts you up. But when we feel into that disconnect, and we come back to connection, and we're in the now, in the moment, in the now, let's take that word now and flip it. You won. Right? You won. And let's make a synonym out of it. O-N-E. You are one. When you're in the now, you've won and you're one. You're one with everything. Right? But that's a choice. Right? It's a choice to be okay with discomfort. And then it's a choice to step in to connection. Yes, connection does just happen, but it also takes an incentive. That incentive might be that you are flat out, rock bottom, nothing's working, and you have only one choice. Well, you have two. You can stay where you are, or you can look at how to connect again, how to connect to yourself, to love, to other, to spirit, and to our earth. Connection, disconnection, it's a journey. Human, spirit, it's a journey, it's an experience. Why am I here? That's a really great question, and I know we all ask it. We all ask it at different points in our life. I'm here because I chose to be here. I am the person, the spiritual being that landed on the earth in the 20th century. I had two parents. They brought me in. They had all their stories. They were brought in with all their stories. And I have a younger brother. Typical 20th century, middle America, Jewish family. Things are pretty normal, whatever normal is. I actually don't know normal because I waved my crazy flag, but I can reference what is accepted. And then my parents got a divorce when I was 11. It rocked my world. It changed my perception of what this family was. Moving forward through life, I came to witness all of the stories and the trauma that my parents brought, that were in their lives and their stories, and what they then provided so lovingly, all of their trauma, all of their fear, for me, both in action and in energy. The action was that my mother overloved me. That sounds really crazy, I know. But when you don't know love because you don't receive it, you want to make up for it. So then it's lots and lots of love. My father, on the other hand, had his own story, and he went into bipolar. Multiple suicide attempts. One on my 16th birthday, as I'm cleaning out the garage and getting it ready for my Sweet 16 party. He calls me on the phone and he says, I had checked myself into a motel because I felt like I was a failure as a father. So I was going to slit my wrists, but I was afraid of the blood, so I didn't do it. Okay, gotta go. I have things to do. That was a reality for him, but not one that I wanted to take any ownership of. So I just needed to let go and do my thing. Fast forward another 10, 12 years, he lit himself on fire and drove his car off an embankment, and he was rescued, and Eventually, finally diagnosed bipolar. Things kind of seemed normal, but this was the life with him, roller coaster ride. July 2005, I got a phone call from my brother, 2 years younger than me. Picked up the phone, and he says, now I'm going to give you some dates here, 25 years after my parents were divorced. Dad shot Mom. I slid off the bed going, I do not know what I'm supposed to do now. I hung up the phone. I managed to get to Santa Barbara, where my mother's house was. Wow, what am I going to do with this? But we did. We took one step at a time, and I went to see him in jail. Excuse my French, but excuse me, what the fuck? Who does this? That's what I said to him. Yeah, behind a glass in an orange jumpsuit. And he said, it needed to be done. She treated me as a third or fourth class citizen. Now remember, I mentioned a little bit ago my mother overloved. Yeah, so that really wasn't a truth, but it was his truth. His narcissistic victim energy truth. And he just put it out there for the world to know. Well, I said, okay, after an hour of visiting. I do not have a mother. You took her away, and I do not have a father now. This will be the last time that you'll see me. He passed away a year and a half later. So he was sentenced to jail a year after my mom's death. I did see him at the sentencing, which was a powerful experience to be the victim, the family member of the deceased, and the family member of the, just this whole story, big deal, newspapers, the whole thing. It brought me to my learning. That's why I'm here right now, because of the experiences in my life to form a message, to learn what to do, and then to share. I wanted to know not why, but what am I supposed to do with this now? How do I move forward? How does my brother, how does my aunt, my mom's sister, how do we move forward when things happen out of our control and land so painfully, where they knock us over and we're looking for an answer? And the answers all come from within. They're all right here. But we do have to cultivate that. We have to learn. So what I realized was that this was an experience for me to have because I wanted more of a relationship with life. I didn't really know that, but I learned that through this evolving journey. At my mother's funeral, someone came up to me and said, "How are you doing?" Well, let me just give you a tip. Don't ask somebody how they're doing at a funeral. Give them some love, but that's not really serving. Although my fiery ass responded with, "Well, it's kind of fucked up. My dad shot my mom, but I'm good. I'm here." And then I said, at least it's not my partner, the person I share my bed with. And I don't even know why I made that statement, because I wasn't in a relationship. But I'm going to fast forward 4 years and say I met someone, and just before we were married, she was diagnosed with melanoma. We had a daughter when she was in remission, and she passed away when our daughter was 2. And this was 6 years ago. But that doesn't define me either, because I'm actually now engaged and celebrating a 1-year anniversary today. So we go up, we go down, we go down, we go up. We get too connected, we get disconnected. Life is a roller coaster. Put your seatbelt on. And learn what roller coasters are going to be serving and which ones you might want to not invite in. We do. We consciously and unconsciously invite in every story, every person, every event, every experience in our lives for our own growth and evolution. It's just a fact. So that's part of this, accepting that you have, it's not control, because we want to let go of control, but that you have the authority, that you have the power, that you have the magnificence to help you create your life's journey. You're responsible. Okay. With that peace, knowing that you're responsible, that you will shed the light on your stories, I'm going to invite you now to join me inside you as we do a little visualization and we take a journey. So allow yourselves to land in your chair, closing your eyes would be lovely, but bring your energy into you. You are the most important person right now. Feel your body releasing into your chair. Feel your breath filling your chest. Feel the presence in this room. You might hear sounds. You might feel your heart beating. Allow all of your attention to be within you and your system. In your mind's eye, in the vision that you have in your mind, you see a candle. Envision a candle that is placed in front of you. The flickering flame dancing in the air. It is the only thing you see, and you notice that it is moving in sync with your breath. Just notice the rhythm. This fire represents and honors the power and the strength of the sun. The summer solstice we just recently moved through was the time of greatest light. We meditate on light as a symbol of spiritual energy. Breathe now gently and deeply, and with each breath, become aware of the light that surrounds you and the light that is within you. Now, if you desire, extend your light out from your body. Notice how the light and that of the other women in this room is beginning to meet. And you feel into how we are connected by this great light. Take a moment now to sense this energy and this connectedness. Notice how you are shedding light and also feeling the light of others. This is the significance of this summer solstice transition. We're moving towards darkness, and we're also celebrating the ability to enjoy the summer, playing outside, having longer days. And on a spiritual and energetic level, we are also becoming more aware of what seems visible now. Now that we are shedding light, we can see more. As you focus again on the flickering flame in your mind's eye, you begin to notice that there is an image or words that are appearing. Or maybe you have a feeling or you're hearing a message. Something is coming through this flame and this light to remind you that you have a challenging story in your life right now. Something that has been with you for a while. A long time that you've been living with, I'm a procrastinator. Or maybe I'm a fraud. You could also be navigating something more recent, an event in your life, in your business, in your body. And that story is, I'm in the midst of something really hard right now. Allow yourself to hear all that's coming through, the message. Ask the flame to shed more light on what you're seeing. And just take a moment to be with this story. Your story wants you to listen. What is the essence of it? What is underneath this story? Allow it to be visible and look toward it. You have a choice. Accept or reject. Now, thank your flame for shedding the light on this story. And allow yourself to become aware of your breath and your body. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Everyone has a little packet in front of you. And the first question on it is, here's a challenging story I'm telling myself right now. And I would like for you to take a moment to answer. Does everybody have a paper?
No.
Okay. At the beginning, at the front of the table? That you guys are missing some? You need one more? Okay. So I just want you to see what came up. What bubbled up for you? What was lit up? And allow yourself to flow words onto the paper. Just take a moment. Allow the last few thoughts to roll out from your pen. Part of the journey in our lives and why we choose community is because being witnessed is incredibly valuable. And to be witnessed is sometimes just literally to be seen, but being witnessed is also being listened to. Karen and Amy give us beautiful opportunities to do that, and I know that many of you have practice. But we're going to play today too. So what I'd like you to do is just turn to someone. You don't have to move around the room. See if you can find somebody at your table or close by, just one person. And I'm going to give you each 1 minute to share what you witnessed, what you learned, whether it's something brand new or maybe something you've been working with. So here, just turn to your neighbor, and the neighbor, so everybody's got a neighbor. Let's just figure that out first. Okay. Does anybody not have a partner? You do not have a partner. I'll be right back. She's back there. Okay.